My name is Jerome Altman. I am the director of the Exodus Drum and Bugle Corps. One of the greatest things that I found was that music is always an encouragement and uplifting, and it gives the kids a chance to do great things in the community.
It's your host, Chosen, and welcome to, the Wednesdays podcast at 816 North Laramie. And I have two special guests here for today. We're going to do another youth special. And please present your name, ladies.
I'm Shania Ware. I'm Michaela Burris.
Nice to meet you both. So, on today's special, we're going to be asking some questions on their inside life, on about the community, what they love to do, what they do for fun, everything about them, so you can get to know what is about them and what makes them special. So we're gonna start off with you, Shania. Okay, so how long you been living in this community?
All 20 years of my life.
All 20 years of your life, okay. And what is some things, give me one fact about what you love about this community, one factor that you would change about this community, and one factor that you don't like about this community.
I love the people in here, you know?
Yeah.
I love the people in here. I love y'all when you ask me.
All right.
One thing I've changed?
Yes.
Maybe the violence. That could be a hate to change the violence, maybe petition, do something to change it, because how do you keep it down for what reason?
And one thing that you dislike.
We need some more stoves. These abandoned buildings need to be gone.
Okay, more renovation around the community. That's pretty good. Michaela, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you the exact same questions I asked her. What's one thing that you love about this community? One thing that you can change about this community? And one thing you dislike about this community?
One thing I like about this community is that I have everyone this community. And y'all don't have park. That's what I just like about this community. One thing I would change is, I don't know, maybe the streets. Shania said, gun violence. And one thing I hate, I don't really hate anything about this community because I'm not really around here like that. Really here like when I have time and
Okay. So that's the factors that they want to give you. So one thing we want to get an insight on y'all's life. So what do y'all love to do? What's y'all spare time that y'all do?
Well, y'all know me, mine's dancing. I love dancing. I'll dance my heart off if I could. But yeah, I love dancing.
You love dancing.
me, I like to do like art sometimes, but I'm mostly like into puzzle. So yeah, I do a puzzle.
Okay. So some of us love to be inspirational amongst others. And if somebody puts you on that pedestal to be an inspiration among young people, youth, what is one thing of a factor that you will possibly say to them right now? So if anybody, like all the youth was in the crowd right now, what is one inspirational thing that you would say to them at this moment?
Well, what I would say is, y'all young, y'all better take the time to do everything now. As you get older, it increases.
What I would say is pretty much just don't give up. If you got a goal you want to achieve, just push yourself to do it.
Right. I love that. Okay. I love it. Okay, so we all have dreams, we all have goals, we all have things that we are going to set ourselves in life. What is one thing that is a goal to you that you want to achieve this year, as in a new year?
Okay, so something I want to achieve, I want to pass my classes.
Pass all your classes, pass all her classes, okay.
Sing.
I don't sing.
I possibly want to start my own dance group here.
And sing.
Let's sing. She's gonna start her own dance group and sing as well.
We can make that work.
Yeah.
You gonna put me on like that?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Definitely get that word.
Beatboxing, do anything.
So it's a new year, new opportunities, new goals to be set, and new goals to be achieved for everything else. Last year, what is one particular thing that stood out to you as in you need to work on or you took it as a life lesson?
Well, last year, I realized that I need to start calling my family members more because I recently lost one. And I don't really, I haven't got the chance to talk to him as much as I wanted. I had his number and everything to the day, to the day I lost him. And I just wish I would have made those phone calls before I lost him. But yeah.
Bless you.
It's the same. That was our uncle who passed away. He used to come over and chill and kick it, and then, one couple days later, he was gone. So y'all cherish y'all love ones.
So, I don't really, usually I get all the older people and I always know what to say as questions and everything else, but I work with
What about your
kids. My show, man, I was supposed to be interviewing them. My show, it's actually, I'm presenting a show at the Exodus Center. It's on February 11th. So what I'm gonna be doing is an origins fair. So origins fair is basically giving you the insight about Black History Month, the historical figures that you once learned when you was a kid and bringing them to life as in games, factors, whatever you could possibly think of. And I want to do this for much of the youth more than anything in the world. Now, adults, they can learn too. You're never too old to learn new things about life or anything. But it's really just all about more of the youth because I feel like as time goes on, we start to drift away about what we learned when we was younger. So we definitely want to pass on that generational gap of, history, because history is it's getting lost and I can see it. So I definitely want to bring that back. I want them to learn about the historical figures that came before them and to know that it's very important to know these types of things because when you grow up, those historical figures that made a change, you can also make that same change too, but you can make it in your own way. It's a very inspirational thing and it's very knowledgeable to know that. Nobody can take that away from you more than anything in the world. So that's what I definitely want to do. That's what I want to spread. So this event is February 11th. It's from 3:30 to 6:30. And it's ages 5 to 7, but all kids are willing to learn. So it doesn't matter what age your kid is. And you can come down here too as an adult and experience these things with your children also because, it's very important. They want you to learn with them. That parent and child learning capabilities is more special than anything. So it's definitely going to be a wonderful experience. So come down here, learn about the factors. It's going to be a show at the end that's very special. Can't tell you.
All right.
But it's going to be a very special show. And I hope that you will come down here and enjoy this wonderful atmosphere and you'll love it. February 11th, 3:30 to 6:30, and I will see you there. So besides that, yes. And I got a question in the audience.
The young lady in the orange. What do they represent?
Oh, okay. It's there for Wesley. I was part of CYSC. It was a youth program for the summer, but they extended it till December. We did a youth project on Austin and community. Then we had to go to Malcolm X College and present it.
Oh, I hear you guys do good things.
Most definitely do.
Is there a price for your, Black History?
Oh yeah, the price, I'm gonna be selling tickets in advance. So the tickets in advance would be $15, but it's gonna be $10 at the door.
Like,
Oh well, you know, $15 at the door, $10 in advance. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's how it's gonna go, and yeah, and so and my wonderful co-host here is gonna be there too.
do they name?
The dance, y'all got a presentation to present to the audience, anything?
That's a secret.
You like the Jerry Springer.
A dance, a song, a poetry, anything?
Drop it on the side.
My YouTube is playing in the back. Anything? Huh? You got anything? Come on,
I'll try.
try.
Go ahead.
Drop it. Somebody drop it.
You have something playing in the back as you.
You have to inspire you.
That sounds like a phone. That don't sound like me.
Well, there's not really much to say, but definitely, I want to give an insight on everything about the youth. And we'll be back with a special performance from these ladies right here. So, hello, everybody. We back once again. I didn't know I was coming back, but hey, I'm back. So we're back for the second half of the show, where we're going to present a very presentation that might speak you ladies' interest. And guys too, it doesn't matter. So if you out there that loves fashion, that loves to put things together, color contrast or whatever, I think you might want to stick around to see what these ladies are going to talk about. So I'm going to let them take the floor. They're going to present themselves.
So my name is Valerie Augustus, and I'm the designer of Augustus Design. And this is my fashion show for 2019. I'm here, thank you for inviting me to possibly talk about presenting a fashion show here. So, as you well see, I'm actually designing everything that you will see in this show. About custom made. The fashion show is in February, for the 23rd of February, possibly on a Thursday evening. We will get back with more time about exact time. I'm really very nervous.
This is okay. As you can see that the fashion show is right there from 2019. Where's the fashion show going to be at this year?
We're hoping right here in the Exodus.
Exodus Center. So yeah, so if y'all want to come down here. Thank you. If y'all want to come down here and sit in the crowd or even participate in the fashion show, it's going to be here. And you know, you can show off the style, be one of these ladies on this TV show and this video. And like she said, she's going to bring back more information about it. But Miss Sandra, you have anything to say?
A little bit.
Okay, go ahead, take it.
Yes, my name is Sandra Brinson, and we're at the Exodus Center, 816 North Landing. And we have this showing every Wednesday. We go live with cable and internet, Zoom. And we'd like to come out. This is the first show that I've down here. In February 23rd, the doors open at 4. And the building started at 5. The prices are like $5. We're gonna start at $5 and pay that. we're having freshmen, we're looking for youth from the ages 12 and up. I'm first now, put the word out. Now we have fun with this.
Is there, any, like, what's it? A price for the clothes, like,
My designs are usually also sell and the price range depending on what they want, style.
okay, so if y'all wanna buy these lovely, beautiful pieces, that's gonna be presented at the fashion show. Now you know who the person you wanna go to purchase one of those beautiful pieces that will be presented at the fashion show. Any ladies want to,
Like custom earrings. Even mine is back on year.
custom earrings, even giving a class on how to do it too, so. Everything that you could possibly think about fashion, she has said it, she has presented it, both did. Anything else you ladies would like to say or give an intake about your event or?
We can't hear you.
Maybe one other thing, we're looking for models, so maybe everyone here has a daughter or a niece or granddaughter, someone that it might be at least 15 and up, possibly. You know,
So if you have like, cousin, anything else of a female, 15 and up, you can definitely, contact her and, be presented into the fashion show as well. Any questions in the audience?
Just use female.
Sandra was working on that information. I've heard this. She's spoken to a gentleman or know a gentleman that does manufacturing. So hopefully he will.
Can Sandra elaborate on that?
That shouldn't make, but I do know a lot of people.
So there will be male, there will be male models.
I've had some people that said they would not be one, right?
I thought I was.
Yeah.
All I feel was enough. You got two models right here. Or is there three? See, we got some for fat people too.
Yeah. Everything. Any contact information that y'all want to give to the people that's out there that's interested in wanting to participate in this event? Email, phone number, anything?
Okay, I give my email. Sandra, capital S, Gregson, Brin, small b, at 69@gmail.com.
And if you did not was able to hear that, we're going to put it at the bottom when we everything else. So just in case you may not hear that, we're going to present it at the bottom. So you can contact her and give your intake about what you want to do, how you want to participate, how you want to contribute to this wonderful event. Anything else you ladies want to say? No? You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Can we get a round of applause for the participants? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Exodus Center at 816 North Miami. We're right back after the commercial, and we got another special guest. Last but not least, my dearest friend, Pastor Lisa, of course. I have been, I did a show for her. It was a fashion show. When I tell you, I've never, ever been to a fashion show ever. That first time was the best time of my life. Because I love fashion more than anything. And the pieces that y'all have was absolutely amazing. So that was one of my favorites ever. But saying about me, okay. So yes, Can you please give your intake and present yourself, please?
Okay, my name is Lisa. There's a lot to say about me. Amen, it's a lot. So, if I was to share a little bit about me, I am a mother of 5. I have over 30 years in small business management. I have over 10 years in private and corporate security training. I have over 20 plus years in community service. I'm also a pastor for over 20 plus years, right? And I am a servant leader. I have a heart to serve people. I am solution minded. I am in small business management for over 30 plus years. I just earned my doctorate degree in small business. And it's feel like I'm leading to run for alderman in the 29th ward. So yeah, a lot going on. Absolutely.
Yeah, can y'all see it as often?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to hear from people. So she just gave whole 9, it's 10 yards of just complete success. But it doesn't stop there because she has one more milestone that she wants to step on. So, actually, want to ask you the question. Actually, so I never was able to ask you at the show, but how was my performance at that show? How did it impact that show in a way that
Well, first of all, it was spectacular. It was fantastic. I think that you brought phenomenal energy, and most of all, you displayed being an excellent entertainer. You are an entertainer.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I did have it was another dancer there that I knew for a very, I would say a very long time, but a short period of time that I knew. And it was wonderful seeing him again more than anything. And even though it wasn't more of just a competition, but it was something that, and the crazy thing is, when we started to become friends, we always said that we always wanted to dance against each other more than anything. It wasn't a competition type of thing, but it was, we always wanted to test our abilities out to see not who was the best, but how much of a wonderful just vibe that we could feed off each other to present that wonderful, show. And I still congratulate him for his effort and his capability of getting on that floor, presenting that wonderful piece that he did. And just doing that, it takes a lot. It definitely does. And me, even if I was the winner, I still give love and honor to the person that was able to go up there and do something. So I definitely want to give him the love and the applause and honor that he deserves. Like anything. So, like I said, I didn't want to make this all about me. I just wanted to get that. But you're one of our guests, and I think our first female pastor, right, to be up on the show, right? No. Look, I would say first in my when I'm interviewing, like, yes. So, is there anything special you got coming up that you want to present to the people that you want them to come out and support, and anything for the future of this year?
Well, we are an outreach ministry, so we're always reaching out to the community. We're doing something called life recovery, because in the particular community that I am in, I've been planted in, there are many who are struggling with addictions. They just need life recovery. So we do have a meeting that we do at 9 a.m. at 5816 West Chicago Avenue. And so it is an opportunity for them to come to recover their lives back. So whether it is from addictions of drugs or whatever, but we do have that space there for them, okay? Then I also do something called at 8 a.m., which is called mind renewal, because there are those who are dealing with mental health issues and just various mental breakdowns and they just break down mentally. So I do something at 9 a.m. on Sunday mornings that's called mind renewal. But one gets the opportunity to renew their mind, right? Because your mind is a terrible thing to waste. And so we make space for that as well. And then I also have my regular 11 a.m. service, because now 10 a.m. service, which is an outreach ministry. And so we're strong advocates of solving problems, because I just believe that if people will understand the real problem, right? And the real problem is one, separation from God. And oftentimes people are looking at their personal downfall, their personal struggles, their personal issues, their personal just what's going on in their lives. But if they can understand original sin, if they can understand where the problem lies at the root of something, then you can change the fruit of something. So we're an advocate, as a pastor, I'm an advocate of helping people to understand why our world is in the condition that it's in, why humanity is in the condition that it's in, as an individual, household, families, fathers, why people are leaving their homes, why children are doing the things that they're dealing with, same-sex relationships and all of that. There's a reason for the madness, right? Two girls and two boys are not normal. I'm just saying, our fathers leaving our houses should not be a normal thing. The things that, or even our young people, what's about to happen now, which we should definitely be letting people know, they are bringing in what they call normal, where they're going to be teaching masturbation, they're going to be teaching anal sex to kindergarten, to second grade, fourth grade. It's with pictures. It's with pictures. And so we must begin to get involved with what is being taught to our children. So not just even from a pastoral perspective, but we need to begin to understand who we're voting for, what we're voting for, what's coming in, the laws that we're signing, even for our children, the stuff that they're coming up against. I mean, they're recruiting our young people, put it this way. They're recruiting our young people. At 2 years old, you should not be talking about masturbation. You should not be talking about anal sex. You should not be talking about two girls, two men, all of the sexual things that we're seeing. I'm talking about in kindergarten, first grade, and they're doing it under the label of education, what, sex education or education awareness? Foolish, what is it?
Comprehension.
Foolishness, that's perversion that they're bringing on our children, stirring them up. First of all, and when you're a teenager, then, your body begins to develop. At 1, 2, 3, 4 years old, no. So this is about recruitment and just really, and I don't know if people know that at 3rd grade, they want to, the reason they're starting so young, because the drug and the surgery works well before children hit 3rd grade. I say they started young because if they do not get that sex change by 3rd grade, then they have major issues. So therefore, they're trying to get your children at a young age, and this is not normal. And so we have to stand up and do something about it. So not just preaching behind pulpits. That's one of my reasons for my motivation to run for alderman. That's just one, because I do think that equality, justice, and the finances and the prosperity need to be spread to every individual in the wards. You shouldn't just hold information to your friends, 2, through and more, from grants to loans to all of these things. We need new. We don't need no change. We need new. We need our children being able to respect their elders. We need crime to be able to be solved. We need our police doing their job. We need to create a family environment within our community. We need to bring change. We need our fathers back in the houses. We need change. Let me back that up. So let me change that from change. Amen. We need new. Hallelujah. I said we need some new stuff. If you think we need your hands together for new. With our young people being confused, I don't know if people know that if you get a young person, you have a client for probably the next 20 years, and it's all about money. It's all about money, bringing in the different vices such as the marijuana, the alcohol, the gambling. There are more ways to make money than playing on the weakness of people' emotions. There are many ways we can bring our young people in, just as chosen as what he's doing. We commend you. You're doing the interview, but we can begin to empower individuals, households, young people with entrepreneurship, how to tap into, there's money that's worldwide. We don't have to just make money from gambling. We don't have to make money from marijuana. We can teach our constituents, our individuals, how to tap into worldwide web money that's all around the world. That teach our children how to use their phone to make money. I said we can teach our children, we can teach each household how to make some money. I think that we need to increase individual people money, household money. We need to try to figure out how can we make the constituents money better. I'm saying, I know they talk about the city, we're gonna bring this, we're gonna bring that. Now we need to figure out how we can bring some money and increase in the Austin community. The median household income is $33,000. You can bring all the businesses you want. If you don't have disposable income, you ain't gonna be able to patronize those businesses. So many of those businesses will come into our community and they'll wind up closing up because we don't have disposable income. So we must create disposable income for every household. We need to show households, how can you generate the money with that house? Come on, man. How can you bring more money into households, and how can we bring more money into or for the individual? So that my standpoint is bringing in individual empowerment and wealth for the individual, for families, household, and I believe that we can do it through technology, innovation, through education, bringing some awareness, and we can bring change. We don't have to have our children high. We don't have to have them, just doing things that they should not be involved in. A man is a terrible thing to waste. So I think that we need to flood our young people with proper education that they can arm themselves against peer pressure and even government pressure.
Yeah.
To make them conform and to introduce them to things that they should not even be exposed to. It is up for the parents to expose their children to degrees of sexual orientation, right? It is not up for the school to expose the children to that level on kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade. That is not the school system's job to do that. Their job is to educate our kids and prepare them mathematically, in English, and in those areas to be competitive with the world, not their sexual orientation. And at 1 year old, 2 years old, come on, now stop. That's out of too much.
Oh man, I just man. Anyway, after
Question? Okay.
yeah, we're gonna have some questions answered within the audience. Anybody would love to raise their hand and would love to get their question asked.
There was a thing when you were announcing some of the programs that, this one right here, testing that mic. There was, when you were announcing the programs at your church, those were some wonderful things that you happen to have, but I even learned today that we happen to have some young people that kind of struggle through some things. They've had deaths in their family. It's not that they have a mental problem. It's not that they're out of touch with God. They may not be in a church. You have classes that you were doing at 8 in the morning for certain things. Well, these youth, they've lost loved ones, and they may not know how to grieve. They may need help in grieving, because a lot of our youth are getting killed. That they shot a 9-year-old in a house. with his family members. Right. And then there was a 10-year-old. So there's some people and youth that are going through some things and they don't know how to grieve it, and their parents may not, they're grieving at the same time, and we need something for our youth. And the spirituality that you happen to have, that you have in your church, would be very important to just have a class, even if we have to do it here, for the youth, just to have something that they can share and get out. Would you be willing to open up and do something on that? Because you seem to have a very powerful gift.
Absolutely. I mean, I think anything to help our young people, to help humanity. Yeah, we're definitely going to teach people the healthy way of processing. And then also just to get to the real thing, let's be proactive. Let's not wait until something happens. So that's my angle is, you know, we have too many, we're reactive. Well, let's just try being proactive. So I do think that we are for not just my church, but all churches, and not just just churches, but business, Exodus. We're for empowerment and helping from the young people, the babies. Yeah, that's a good thing. So now that's why we need right people with, business, so we can make that happen. We don't want to talk about it. See, here's the point. We do too much talking, and I only got a little bitty space. You hear me? Little bitty space. But I do amazing things in this little bitty space. So it's about all of us coming together. And that's one of my reasons for running as alderman. I believe that we're better together. So I do believe that we are to do integration, collaboration, and partnership, to make it all good. So it's just not the church, it's the components that make up a community, right? So that we can cause our young people to be safe. And the bottom line is this, I want to say this again, and I can't stress it enough. What we need is some proactive people, whether it's business owners, politicians, teachers, it doesn't matter, but let's become proactive. Let's don't wait on things. Basically, we know the culture, we know the community, we know the atmosphere. Anything can happen at any time. What can we do to stop that? Like, we don't have to wait until this happens to do that, right? You understand what I'm saying? To create an environment. Like, we got to start creating an environment where it's not gonna happen, right? Why? Because we put things in place. We have a different culture. We have a different atmosphere that's happening in our communities on a local level. Right now, anything can happen to anybody at any time, right? And then what we do, now we want to be reactive. All I'm saying, so hey, how about this? Then we put some proactive classes into churches. I think that that's fine for the grieving. We can do that. And people probably, guess what? There's a lot of money surrounding a lot of that too. But now let's get some money and let's start being proactive in what's going on in our city and in our community, in our households, because here's the bottom line. If we can get into these, if we can do something in the households, if we can begin to get some block club leaders, if we can begin to work with the blocks, block by block, and we know we have these organizations that's called that, right? So we want to get involved, right? We want to make it work. That's the bottom line.
And that's how Exodus got started.
Yes.
Matter of fact, right here in this building was called Mid-Austin Steering Committee, and Exodus was a part of that. But we actually started in the church, working with the youth, and the Exodus became the movement of the children. And we had the block clubs right here in this building. All the block clubs in this portion of the Austin community used to meet, and this was Mid-Austin Steering Committee. And so we're going to try to get that back because we got that coronavirus kind of hurt us at the time. But we're going to try to get those block clubs back together over here so that we can have those voices put out, so that we can know what the community has, so that we can start networking and backing one another. Those are the things. But I still hope that we can get you out here, because there's a lot of parents that don't know what's going on in those schools, so that you can be in front of those block clubs and to sit back so that we can heal some of those wounds, because they do happen on a regular basis.
Right, and we want to stop that, right? We want to really, and that's the whole thing, is that we need need that not to become normal, right? We don't need to normalize the pain.
Yeah, I'm Richard B. And I'm an activist in the community on the west side of Chicago. My thing is against alcohol use and drug abuse. And I tip my hat to you for your valiant effort, you know, and everything that I heard. Truly, we all can agree that our kids is under attack by the enemy. You know, but my mother, God bless her soul, before she died, said it takes money to buy the land. And I want to know what's your stance in working with Willie Wilson, because Willie Wilson is the only candidate that I know clean across the United States that has an agenda on reparation. And he got a whole demonstration where he's saying that economically restitution can be filtered into all the communities that's important to us. Poor and oppressed. That's poor and oppressed. So what is your stance if you will be all of the like you said, 27
The 29th ward.
What would your stand be about working with Willie to try to get new reparations on in these communities? Because we fight against this influx of immigrants coming all the way from Guatemala, El Salvador, and everything. And basically, they're the ones that they're allowing to open up these businesses. Because if you're gonna fight for us, I don't see who you gonna be fighting for. So we don't own and operate nothing in our community.
Absolutely.
And I see now that the city is gave all these tents out. I see a lot of little orange tents all around in the community, you know, like Douglas Park, you know, all the different parks. And but then I see all the influx from Guatemala, El Salvador, they put them up in hotels and so how y'all gonna work and to change our perception? Cause we kind of upset, you know, cause I'm at the bottom of the totem pole and my ears are to the street. And there's a lot of resentment from a lot of Black people in the community about how they, you know, overlooking us Black.
Absolutely.
And we built America, we built Britain and France, we built, so everybody cognitive of what we did, you know, for us to making a civilization over here in the United States and the world abroad. So how you all gonna contend with that downtown with all that racism down there too?
Well,
You were with it.
yeah, you know, so this is what I know, you know, is that it starts with a seed, right? And I'm running for alderman to represent a seed, right? And not just in the city of Chicago, but in this world, because again, we need new. And so what I'm saying, I don't think, see, we got a lot of talkers, but if you can see my bio, and I ain't talking a lot, I'm working. You know what I'm saying? With all of that, I'm saying I did free community classes, community computer classes, fitness classes, feed the people every Sunday. You know, I can go on and on with all of that I did at the same time, the engagement of empowering our people. Now I'm saying this to say, here's the point, we can't be sold out. The point is, help in this place. We need some real people who got real, they got a heart for the people. I'm talking about that can't be brought, can't be sold out. You hear what I'm saying? We need that just like they were willing to die for their cause. You hear me? So God's raising up people who are willing to die for the cause. It ain't, see, the thing about Willie Wilson, now my brother said when you look in his eyes, at least he got something for the people. Okay, that's good. That's good. But here's the problem. I'm looking for somebody to bring an agenda in that's going to empower us as a people. What I mean by that, gambling, hold on one second, gambling Oh, when they tried it over in Philadelphia and all these other little surrounding cities, it never did anything for the people. They're bringing that to Chicago. It's already here. I'm saying stuff that the marijuana. Oh, it's for the people. It's for the people. That stuff is putting more money in them other people. They ain't using it for medicine. They're using it as an scapegoat. We ain't changing nothing, but the money still comes to the lottery. All that was supposed to be for making education system better. Education system ain't that matter of fact. They just sold the CPS out, and now you got all these charter schools tapping into that money. And CPS, they got these big schools, only about 50 people in them. So the point is, what I'm saying is, we need some real people who's going to stand up, not compromise, do what's right for the people. See, it's got to be all about the people in your community. I don't care what community you represent, but you need to come in a community and make it better. I mean, I said make it better for the people. You need to listen to what the people need. You need to look at start being about what those people need. And I'm talking about by a seed. Because if I do right by you, by each individual household, not just some of the household, every household is important. Come on, like, you don't have to rub shoulders with this one. Let me say this. People lost their houses. And there was a grant called the Hardest Hit Grant. Now, people out south, they got it 100, some 200, some south. Young lady come in my beauty shop. She said, hold a minute. Told me about this grant. Now, over in Chicago area, the Austin area, these people lost their house, didn't even know that free money was there. Somebody else had to come from outside to make that information known to people who lost their household. That ought not to be. Every grant, anything that's free, any money that's coming in to help people, I don't care what we got to do. You need to make sure that they know that this is available to you. There's no reason for people to leave their house or lose their house. You understand? So my point is this: we got to let people who understand this. Now there's another young man that's running, and I don't know. Here's the point. He's talking about implementing curfew for these kids. He's talking about there's a lot of things that. The point is where there's going to be felt in our community. We need some stuff where people care about people. Young, let me just say this. Even as aldermen, you know what I'm talking about doing? Young men, I want to motivate them to pull their pants up. Yeah. What kind of incentive can I give you? I want to find some money somewhere. I want to find coats. Whatever these kids need, I want to find businesses that will be willing to give it to. I'm not going to tell you to do it, but I want to say, when we see one, y'all, let's give them something. Let's start something. Because you can't tell people what to do, because you know the moment you tell them what to do, they're not going to do. But the point is we need some people that's going to come in our community and bring about some real changes. Yes. And that individuals can feel it too.
Can we get a round of applause for that?
If I can say, I'm also running as a right, even if you do not live in the 29th ward. You do not live in the 29th ward. You can tell your friends, your sisters, I don't care who they are. Let them know Lisa Brown Newman is running as a write-in. I've already filled out that paperwork. I can say go on. We had more than enough signatures, but the wrong information was given, but that's okay. These are the type of leaders we need. We need leaders that's willing to solve problems. No worries. We're willing to do this. So you're going to have to write Lisa Brown Newman in. If you are in the 29th ward, you got to be able to put that work in. We're going to put the work in.
Okay. So I understand exactly everything you're saying. I'm working with you. See what you saying now, you need to tell all those people downtown. They didn't want us to.
No, I'm going to talk to you.
They want to drop the ball. So what we have to do, I'm supporting you, but I want to know what you stand with Willie Wilson. Willie Wilson got a real good mandate about reparations and about getting the communities to put these monies together to help the fight of the Black people. But as I look at El Salvador, Guatemala, all these different ethnic groups coming in here, if you guys do, keep allowing them to support them and to be slapping us in the face.
No, right, we need to go back to the, you can tell me. Yes. This what I said. Oh, everybody gets tapped into the money, not some of us. If you get up in there and teach household how to tap into this money that's available, fine, we don't have to milk each other. You ain't got to. You got the world to teach people how to do it. That's it, that's all. You see, there's another way, a better way, a new way, a living way.
There were some women here, matter of fact, there was a minister and a public school teacher that retired, that spoke about the same things that you're speaking about. And they're gonna have a forum, a mayoral forum, and I think it's on the 21st. January 14th, they're gonna be here. What time are they gonna be here? January 14th, they're gonna be here at Exodus. I don't know what time they're gonna be here. They're gonna be here presenting the show. But they have a forum where they're gonna have all the mayoral candidates together. And they're gonna be speaking about what we need in our neighborhood and in our communities, just for the Black community right now. And you're gonna run for mayor. There are some things, they have the form and the list. I don't remember, they got it on the email.
So remember running for alderman, I did run for mayor, but this election is for the 29th ward.
I understand that, I'm informing you.
Yes.
That there's also a petition against the school board trying to get all of that stuff in on our children.
Yes.
And these ladies, you need to meet them because we're gonna get behind and support you and them on that. As far as what they're doing to the children or to the youth, because I don't know all the ages, but like I said, she was a school teacher and the other one was a minister. I don't remember their names, but they're gonna have the mayoral meeting. What was her name?
There is one, retired, principal, I think she was. And
And the other one was Gail?
she purchased a building or something to make her own school.
Oh, okay. And I think the minister's name was Gail. And they're gonna have all of the mayoral candidates.
Gail Frazier.
Gail Frazier. They're gonna have all of the mayoral candidates come together. They already have a forum set up for them, the questions to be asked. But we need to get behind them because there is a big need in our neighborhoods and in our community. And like you said, yes, our youth are under attack by some very evil forces. We need some spirituality to be taught. I'm not going to go into religions or anything, but there needs to be a spiritual movement that we have to do. There might be a new movement because we need all of the spiritual groups to come together in a new movement to help.
What you're saying is foundation. There was something that we put together as a model where your church should be your foundation and everything else build upon it. You know, yeah, so absolutely, sir. I just said, young man behind you too. He's
My name is Roger Chandler. I was just wanted to expound upon what Steve was saying about those people in the forum that they're supposed to be having. The most important part of that forum is that they're supposed to create an agenda that's going to be adhered to for every point on the agenda by the mayoral candidate who our neighborhoods are going to stand behind. And just like you said, it's for the neighborhood. If they're not 100% for the neighborhood for those mayoral candidates, then we're going to do everything we can do to keep those people from not being elected or even in the running. And you can work very well on the agenda. And even in what you're doing. You can work
But these things have already been passed, whether people know it or not, it's already here. It's like, so this, nobody got the, Pritzker has already put this stuff in place. The agenda has been set. You know, now people can opt out of it now. What you have now, there's something where people can opt out. People don't understand what they actually voted for. And that is the problem. We're voting for things, but we don't have full disclosure of all of the different laws and things that you just voted for. So just because he just came into election, that actually just has taken place. So it's in there, every 8th grader from K to 2nd and all of that. And this is with graphic pictures. It's showing you 2 women in the bed, all of this, masturbation, all of this is there now. It's there.
I get that, but what you're speaking of needs to be on that agenda for these neighborhoods that are gonna vote for the mayor of the city.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. I'm with you, Samuel.
Well, we are going to be looking for volunteers, those who want to volunteer, because I am running as a write-in. Obviously, that's going to be a whole nother level of work. But guess what? If you're going to be chasing things, it's going to take a lot of work. So guess what? That's going to be work.
Question?
Good afternoon, Pastor. Good afternoon, my dear friend. I'm so glad you were able to find me, right? And I would just like the audience to know that you participated or you sponsored an event here last year, for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. Regarding all the violence going on in the community. Station about young people. You ran that, the center for the last 2 weeks. Or, for the event and right after.
Something wrong with your mic.
That was probably getting ready to go.
Oh, it's getting ready to go. So I just wanted to thank you for that. And then we finally got you here and people could see the good work you're doing and what you did in Thanksgiving. Dorothy and I participated. You fed 100 people and you clothed them with coats free. And you did that also for Christmas. So thank you for that. And on a lighter note, I'd like to say how you were chosen that. When you told me you were doing the show and you had a Michael Jackson, I thought, I said, you got to get chosen. And she was so impressed and he did such a beautiful job. She had bought 2 trophies for them. Chosen came to win. Right. Chosen was so bad. He did 3 different changes, hats, everything. He did a beautiful job, and you guys can get a copy of that. Chosen has it. I think I have it on my phone. But it was a beautiful event. I'm still talking about it. Really nice. It was a sit-down dinner free. She gave away 2 tickets to Cancun. She had other prizes. You didn't have to pay for anything. Video, books, everything. It was beautiful. I just want to say thank you again. Oh, love.
Thank you so much. Can we? Yeah. I know that y'all just clapped, but can we at least just give one more round of applause, please, for Pastor Lisa and the wonderful people that asked the questions and everything else.
They wanted to get your video up where you were at the church.
Okay. I definitely go present that.
When she was at the church.
So we're not gonna cut out the camera just yet because we're gonna have another presentation on the screen. But I definitely want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, Pastor. It's a wonderful and a blessing and an honor to be interviewing you. Honestly, because usually she present me, but I actually got the honor to present her and finally show her, other than dancing, how well smart and productive I am.
Excellent. This has been an honor. And I think you are a representation of what God is doing with our young people. And so it is definitely phenomenal that you're sitting in this, doing this kind of work. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you. Without further ado, we're gonna be right back.
My name is Jerome Altman. I am the director of the Exodus Drum and Bugle Corps. One of the greatest things that I found is that music is always an encouragement and uplifting, and it gives the kids a chance to do great things in the community.